Hello, beautiful people. So this is 5 hours after I did the Mali 4-piece workout. This is what my makeup looks like under the same lighting conditions that I put it on. I'm gonna put this light. Supposedly it's supposed to be better for you, right? Like one of these little thingies. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be a professional YouTuber. I think I'm always just gonna be like chilling at home in my own light, kind of just like being a human, because like, yeah, they make a lot of money. I'm not making a lot of money on this, but I just like to talk to you guys and see what's going on. But I know you think of this lighting, but this is what it looks like what time is it? 5 to 6 hours after I put it on. And it's all right. I mean, like, this didn't really stay. The concealer wasn't that great. The foundation wasn't that great. It's not horrible. Like, I could wear it. I would probably leave that foundation in the car so that if I left the house and forgot to put foundation on, I'd have something, but I don't love it. But I also have Laura Geller's Balance and Brighten, which is better. The Balance and Brighten illuminating powder is horrible. There's like no pigmentation in that thing whatsoever. It's like such a waste of money. Don't even bother. Just buy the Balance and Brighten, the regular one. If you're gonna buy Laura Geller, I really like her powder as like a last minute full coverage foundation, and that's why I have it in the car. But I think I'll put the Mali one in there too. I'll test it out for a while, and if I don't like it, I am returning it. I'd rather just buy the Poreless Defender on its own. And then RuPaul actually collaborated with Mali to create the same Poreless foundation. It's the same exact one. It's just RuPaul packaging, because they're like such good friends, and it like opens up a whole nother market. And he deserves it. Like, I love RuPaul. Why not? But the interesting thing is, like, when you go on QVC and you look at all the RuPaul products, they have like really low ratings. Meanwhile, it's the same exact Mali products under the name RuPaul. So I'm wondering if there's some kind of racism there, or if it's just that the factory isn't producing them the same way. Like, the formula's been altered a little bit because it's not Mali's direct line. I don't know. Makes me wonder, because all of Mali's products, same exact product, just different packaging. They do very well, and they have very high ratings. So I don't know. But as you know, I will ramble and ramble and ramble until I can't ramble anymore. And I wanted to talk about makeup because I've been buying a lot of makeup on eBay. And some stuff is real, some stuff isn't. Some stuff I got for like $1.89 because I thought it was cheap. I actually got a fake Jeffree Star lipstick, which I didn't even realize. Like, I was doing this review on it. I think I did a video on it. I don't know if I posted it. And I was like, oh, it smells like blueberries. This is so cool, and blah, blah, blah. And it was a Jeffree Star dupe from China. So if you guys don't know, Jeffree Star is like the #1 YouTube makeup guru on YouTube, and all of his products are made in Los Angeles, and none of his products are imported, like none of the ingredients, which is awesome. I like the fact that he's keeping it in America, and I really support any other makeup line that decides to do that. I think OFRA, they had a manufacturing plant in Florida. I don't know if it's still there or not. They haven't really said anything about it in the internet, so I'm wondering. But if they are, then I would support that line too. ColourPop is also, I think, in California, and they make it on demand. So as you order it, they make it, which I think is really, really cool. So I just wanted to definitely point those out, because I think it's really important to support your own country. Like, if I was in Iran, I'd be supporting Iranian makeup. If I was in Germany, I'd be supporting German makeup. Like, I think it's really important to support your own country. Importing and exporting is not necessary. If you live in a country, you could like look at Switzerland. Everything from Switzerland is from Switzerland. They import very, very few things, if anything, and they're amazing. So it's really important to just support your culture and support your country. I was watching a TV show on Netflix, can't remember it, don't even ask. And they were talking about how a lot of the makeup that comes from China or outside of the US, they don't have the same standards. Not like we have standards here either. Like, we're just ethical. But they, there's a lot of lead, asbestos, and a lot of, like carcinogens. Lead actually messes with your brain and can mess up how your brain works over time. And I think it's interesting because I only ever bought my makeup from QVC, or I guess Sephora, like when I was really into buying palettes. Like, when I got my Inglot palettes, I think I bought those at Sephora. I might have bought those at Inglot. I also got a bunch of Smashbox makeup. When I was doing professional makeup, my favorite was Tarte, Smashbox, and Inglot. Those are my favorite brands, hands down. And then I used Artistry, the face wash and the toner, because it's supposed to be really good for all skin types. It's very sensitive. They had a soothing cream in case there was ever a reaction, but I never had that, thank God, with a client. Right now, I'm in love with Eiko, E-Y-E-K-O. I have to do research on the company. I hope it's Japanese. It sounds Japanese. But that's the mascara the eyeliner that I'm using now. I'm in love with their mascara. It is literally my favorite mascara on the planet. Eiko. It comes in like a triangular tube that you can like squeeze around the brush of the mascara. And it doesn't really dry out because of that. It's not like a tube where you're limited in space and you kind of have to like push the brush around. It's really, really cool. You guys should check it out. Eiko, E-Y-E-K-O. Now I'm in love with their eyeliner, and I buy only travel size products because I don't use anything enough to use the full size. It always dries out. It never like has the same staying power as when you first opened it. So I feel like the travel sizes are better, but also when you buy the travel sizes on eBay, you can get multiples for the same price as one. So with the Eiko mascara, for the price of one Eiko mascara, I got 8 travel sizes, which is equivalent to 3 full sizes. Right? And like with the moisturizer that I use, it's from Provage, which is Elizabeth Arden, and it's $129 for 1.7 ounces. So for I think it was $20 or $30, I got 4.5 ounce tubes, which is 2 ounces. So I got more for $100 less. So I'm actually going to go online and try and get some La Mer, because that stuff is expensive. And that way you could take it with you when you travel. But I just wanted to give like a feedback of what the makeup looks like now. I don't really like this under eye area. I don't think it looks good. I think it actually looks worse than I was this morning, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I guess I could have touched up throughout the day, but I don't believe in that. Like, you guys know I'm not a makeup person. Like, I do makeup, but I don't like wearing it because I feel like your skin needs to breathe, and I feel like when you put on too much makeup, it makes you age. Then you gotta wash the makeup off, which causes wrinkles. Like, when I wash my face and I dry it, I literally pat it. I don't rub my face. Never have. I don't think that's good. I read that in like a Cosmo magazine when I was like 13 or 15. When I was at the salon, they had the magazines. So I'm very, very particular with that. I'm 40 years old, so I do have this line here, but that's also from removing eye makeup when I started wearing mascara, and I just was rubbing and I also have allergies, so I'm always rubbing my eyes. So that's probably, if I never rubbed my eyes, I'd probably have amazing skin right now. But see, that's my age showing right there. That's my age. But I wanted to talk to people about that. I think it's really important to buy good products. If you're buying a knockoff or a dupe, be prepared for the consequences. And sometimes it messes with your skin. Sometimes it causes, again, cancer. It can cause a lot of different things. Not all makeup has cancer and asbestos and stuff like that. But it's not, I honestly believe it's better to have one $20 tube of lipstick that's a great color than to have 15 different shades that you got for like $1 or $2 each that aren't good for you. They're not quality ingredients. They're not healthy. There's a reason that there's a price tag behind that. Like, if you're going to buy makeup, buy the Chanel, buy the La Mer, buy, a really quality piece of makeup. Estee Lauder. I know there's 5 prestige brands, right? It's like Shiseido, Clinique, Estee Lauder, Artistry, and there's one other one. I never remember the last one. And those are the brands that a lot of people use, and they're really good, and they're supposed to be like prestige brands. Like, they have the highest quality standard. Now we have a lot of other indie makeup brands that are popping up that are, really, really good for you. But it's worth it to buy the original. Don't get the knockoff. It doesn't look good. I know Kylie Jenner came out with her makeup. I don't know where that's made. I'm not an advocate of having makeup that's made in China at this point any longer in my life. I think it's important, again, to support American businesses if you're an American, and to support, our commerce. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm in love with a Ford now. I had a Ford Explorer. I got it twice. So I kind of want to see what else that line has to offer, and the Lincoln and stuff like that. But if I'm in Europe, I'm going to drive a European car and I'm going to wear European makeup. Does that make sense? If I'm in Asia, I'm going to drive an Asian car and I'm going to wear Asian makeup. If I'm hanging out in South America, I'm going to drive a South American car. I don't know if they exist. They probably should, right? And then I'm going to wear South American makeup and eat their food. You know what I mean? So like, I believe in supporting the area that you're currently in. That's just kind of like where I'm at right now. Yeah, about this channel, it's all over the place. I just kind of wanted to talk to people. It's been a long time since I've been on. I've been doing a lot of things. I wrote 2 books. One of them I'm finishing, like reading it over to make sure that it's the way that I want it to come out. But it's never perfect. Like when you're writing a book, you want it to be perfect. But if you do, you're going to be editing it for the rest of your life. Sometimes you just got to throw it out there and then make a revision. You know what I mean? And then update it later on, or like make a second book. But the first book is going to be about budgeting, because as you guys know, I love to live very, very well. And I have a lot of tricks, like I just told you about the, you know, getting a $129 foundation for 20 bucks. I like to live well, and I like quality items, and I like very expensive, high priced items. But I don't want to pay the price, and I know that there's ways around it. And I do believe in supporting the brand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say like, it's not a dupe, it's the actual product. It's just a different way of getting that. And if I did have millions and millions of dollars, I would pay the full price, because I do believe in supporting entrepreneurs and businesses. I do pay full price for my Gucci bags and the Louis Vuittons that I have, with the exception of one that I bought at a garage sale when I was like 11, and I still have it. And then I think like 3 Gucci bags that I bought off of eBay. All of my Chanel bags are secondhand. Not even gonna lie. I bought those all on eBay, and I made sure they were legit, and I went to Chanel and I had them look at it to see if they were real. So I'm good. And one day I will buy myself a Chanel bag, but it has to be the one that I like, because there's so many times that people were like, oh, this is nice. And I'm like, you know, like I have my own style. I only wear real gold. I think that's important, because my ears turn gray. So all my jewelry is real, unless I'm wearing costume jewelry, which you can clearly tell that is costume jewelry. What else? I just think, like, I know it's hard, because there's a lot of people out there that can't afford really expensive things, and then there's a lot of people that can just blow money like nothing. I've seen the best of both worlds. I think, though, it's important for you to live within your budget and do what you can, because, like, I have a friend, and she knows how to shop to make it look like she's wearing expensive clothes. So she'll shop at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and Old Navy, but she picks out the pieces that look expensive. So she always looks good, and she always looks to the nines, but she's wearing really cheap clothes. But she finds the ones with the cut that fits her. She might get like something like Michael Kors boots or a Michael Kors bag to complement it. So she is paying for like that one, you know, name brand item, or like a Coach bag or something, but everything else is not a name brand. So she got really good at learning how to do that. I think that's really an important skill to learn. What else? For makeup, you know, like there's like this huge makeup trend. A lot of people are like creating a new face. Like they don't even look like themselves. And I think it's cool, because you got to go through your phases and stuff like that. We're all on different parts of the journey. But me personally, I tend to like stick to this realm. I've always been pretty simple. I maybe did drag makeup a few times, or I'll do like a black lip recently, you know, to offset a certain look. But yeah, I keep it simple. This is fake hair. This was a really ratchet wig that I had. It was all messed up, and I was like, I'm not throwing it up. I'm gonna make a bun out of it, and I did. I don't know if you could see what it looks like. It's like falling apart now, but I twisted it really, really tight, and then I wrapped it around, and I just pinned it in. And I've been rocking it like that all day, because my hair was a mess when I deep conditioned last night. So I just like gelled this back and then put that on, because I had to go to like a presentation for this global something vacations, global worldwide vacations or something like that. And basically you pay like it's like a timeshare, but it's not. You pay like $9,000, and then you get stars. You know, it depends. This $9,000 package had 6 stars, and then you can pay $229 a week for a whole week to stay in like a suite in different locations, and they have like thousands of locations. And like if you're going to Europe, you use 2 to 3 stars, so you're only going to get like 2 to 3 vacations. Okay, so you pay the $9,000 up front, and that's a lifetime membership. Then you pay $389 a year only for the years that you actually go on vacation with them. So if you don't go on vacation with them that year, you don't pay the $389. Then when you do go on vacation, you only pay a flat rate of $229. That's it. No taxes, no fees, no nothing else. To stay in a suite for 1 week. You can have up to 4 to 6 guests, whatever you want to fit in there. You know, you get the VIP treatment, and you're a member, and you can only get those rates and those locations at the member times. Obviously, if you put your request in advance, you're more likely to get it. They will work with you and try to get you more weeks if you need it. I'm pretty sure they work with like RCI and a bunch of these other places to kind of like work this exchange thing, but they said that they own these weeks outright. And I think it's interesting because I have a timeshare, and a lot of people have called me to ask me to buy my timeshare. And I'm wondering if they're asking me because they are buying people's timeshares and using those weeks to give out to you. Does that make sense? So every time you sign up, that part of that money goes towards the weeks that you're using in case it's more than $229 a week. And then if it's less than $229 a week and you're using that week, then they're making a profit, which is really an interesting concept if you think about it. So I almost did it today. I was like, and then I was like, no, because I bought my timeshare and I barely ever use it. But this one actually has more locations, which makes more sense. So I was like, maybe they'll buy my timeshare and then I don't have to, you know, I'll sign it over to them and then I don't have to pay the fees. I should actually ask them if I could do that because I really don't need my timeshare. What else? There were so many things I wanted to talk to you guys about, like a lot. And for some reason, everything's out of my head right now. Like in the car, I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about that. And boom, all gone. I think that's all I have to share with you. I just wanted to do like the follow-up on the makeup. This is what I'm looking like nowadays. Keeping it simple, staying focused. The intimacy school is coming back this year. I'm going to be holding a couple of classes. For some reason, everybody started asking me about it in December. They're like, whatever happened to those classes you were doing? I want to go and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to throw a couple of classes out there, see if people are actually going to register and go. I'm going to start promoting them again. I'm going to do a couple of webinars and just like have them online and see if anybody will just pay for them, because there's no point in like holding all of these classes in New York when I have people in like Wyoming and California, Hawaii, Texas, you know, Rhode Island, Idaho that might want to take a class, but they can't make it to New York. Just book it online. We'll sit down and talk about sex, you know. I'm actually going to see if I can film some of my classes so that people can actually see it in session, and then they can kind of get the gist of what that class is like, but also how the dynamic changes when you actually are part of the class. And then of course I'm on to another project. The Indigenous documentary. I don't know if you guys heard about it. I'm doing a documentary called the Indigenous documentary. Right now I've made appointments to meet with some Native American tribes in the vicinity, and the goal is to go to 6 continents and visit Indigenous tribes from all over the world and find out how they heal with music, how they heal with herbs, how they heal with energy, what their history of the world is, like their version of the history of the world, because I feel like they know more about the truth than we do, because I feel like we get lied to a lot. And things, you know, like they tried to take the Holocaust out of textbooks. They tried to take slavery out of textbooks, as if like to make it seem like it didn't exist. Like, no, the truth is the truth. Like, tell the truth, like, you know, if it's even true, you know. But I believe so because it seems like there's enough people that live through it that can vouch for it, you know. So it's just really crazy out there. So I wanted to go around and do that. Any donation is welcome. Like, go to theindigenousdocumentary.com. I have a little donation button, $5, $1, you know, $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, whatever you want to donate. $100,000, I'll take it. And that's basically to cover the hotel, airfare, food, because I'm going to be traveling and I'm giving up my life to do this documentary, so I have to still pay my bills at home, you know. But I want to work with the Indigenous cultures if they will allow me, and then like promote whatever they do. So if they sell it like a beaded necklace, I'll, you know, link you to that site of theirs. you know, or you can buy their stuff on my website and we'll work together, but like I'll be promoting them. I'm going to be taking samples of the beats that are out there that I've been listening to and like creating my own music, and creating like soundtracks and giving them a portion, obviously, if it's from their tribe, to kind of like promote world music, like real world sound and real world indigenous music. You know, I think that stuff is awesome. You know, that's like the real hardcore roots beats, you know. That gets me so excited. And then there's another project that I'm working on called Women Can Do It Too. And it's a conference that I want to have that teaches women how to be like entrepreneurs and, you know, like single moms and single ladies and, you know, married moms. It's like, it's for everybody. It's basically just a women's conference. It's supposed to like uplift, encourage you, and just get you excited to just take on what's coming next. So that's something that I'm working on as well. So those are the 3 things that I'm focusing all of my energy on. I was totally in love with that kid for 5 years, as you guys know, like unrequited, crazy, wishing he would just be my friend. Like, I regret all the time I wasted and all the energy, just sending energy, love, energy. So now I'm focusing on myself. I'm taking all of that energy and all of that love and I'm redirecting it here, you know, and I'm focusing all of that to positivity and taking all of that time that I spent focusing on, like, what did I do wrong? How can I fix this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, one thing, let me tell you guys, if you are in any type of relationship, friendship, marriage, dating, lovers, and you are not getting reciprocation, walk away now. Do not waste your time. Energy, life is based on energy. And you should be surrounded by people where you give energy and you get it back. You give energy and it's supposed to be a cycle. So you're constantly being refueled. There's so many people that are walking around on empty because they gave so much of themselves and got so little back. And you don't give to get back, but life is supposed to be that. It's a reciprocation. That's why a woman always knows when her husband cheats, because he kisses differently. She could feel that something's missing, that he gave that energy to someone else and now he's coming back to you empty to get replenished, to then again give it to you. Feel that shift. Women know the day it happens, a woman knows. She's just like, no, you know, until she convinces herself otherwise. Stop doing that. Just trust your intuition. But that, like, don't go around thinking everybody's cheating on you or whatever. I'm just saying, like it's energy, and it's interesting because I met this person and they were like, oh, I'm all about energy, Myra, and nature, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, like, okay, like, I've always just been connected to something, not knowing what it was. I wouldn't call it energy, but I think it's the only thing that people can, like, relate to nowadays because of the terms that everybody's using. But it's basically just a feeling that you're connected to something, and that something is revealing things to you. Like, the truth always gets revealed to me, always. And when I least expect it, and all of a sudden I'm like, now it all makes sense. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think that way, you know? And the truth is always more, like, shocking than you imagined. But yeah, so I feel like if you connect yourself to source, or whatever you want to call it, I'm just trying to use words that people use. It's just something that I grew up with, and I know, like, it's just a connection. Like, if you want to make a right, that voice tells you to make a left, and had you made a right, you would have fell in a pothole, but you made the left instead, and you don't know where that voice comes from, but it's like a voice that's like your intuition. It's like you're just blessed, you know? You're just like, oh, okay. Like, you know, maybe I know I have a big purpose. I know I'm going to be something great in this world. I don't know how, when, or why, but everything I do, as you can see, it comes from, like, a curious knowledge base. It comes from love. It comes from wanting to share as much of the truth as I can get, because I feel like we don't really get the whole story. And I feel like if you get the whole story, then you'll understand how to make better decisions. I think the reason most people have issues is because they don't communicate. They leave out a lot of information. They leave out little bits and pieces. They leave out how they feel. They're afraid. They're fearful to say what they want to say. And that's lack of communication, which is what the intimacy school is. Just say it. Live with the consequences, but just say it, because you may not have another chance to say it. And I thank God that I had the opportunity to say everything that I needed to say. And I think that's why I'm so at peace, because I needed that closure. I needed to say everything that I needed. I didn't say everything. I'm probably missing like 30 or 40% of what I wanted to say, but it was enough where I'm like, you know what? I'm at peace. I can walk away from this situation with a clear conscience and a clear soul and a clear head, because I know that I did everything that I could possibly do. I know that I gave way more than like 300-400% more than I received. I know that I did everything I could, and there's nothing more that I can give, and there's nothing more that I can do. And I'm okay with that, because if I'm not getting that back in any capacity, I don't need that person in my life. You know, and some people will be like, oh, but you get it back later, and you get it back when you least expect it. Yes, but it's draining and killing me now. And you have to take care of yourself first. Because if you're dead or you're drained or you're on empty, how are you supposed to do anything that you're supposed to do? You can't. You have to make sure you're taken care of. So it's really important to focus on yourself, to know what fuels you and refills you, to know which situations to walk. It doesn't mean that you're ending anything. You're just walking away from it because you're just like, can't deal with it right now. This is a distraction. This is not healthy for me. I gotta go. Come around when things are getting better, or when you've healed and you're not like spewing all your chaotic, toxic energy because you're constantly mad at the world. That's not my problem. I have a great life. I'm straight. I'm just like building an amazing future, and I want to share it with everybody. I'm not like trying to brag or anything. Like, as I learn, I'm teaching you guys. Like, I'm teaching you my tricks on how to save money. And like, the more I do, the more I'm going to teach. Once I publish the book, I'm going to teach you how to publish your own book. You know, once the money starts coming in, I'm going to teach you how to invest that money. You know, like, as I start purchasing property, I'm going to teach you how to purchase property. I don't keep all this stuff to myself. Like, I want to share everything. As I go through the Indigenous documentary, I'm going to share with you everything that I learn. As I learn more and more about sex and relationships and dynamics and power struggles, I'm going to share that with you guys. Like, that's the whole point of this Let Me School You channel, is like, I want to share everything with you. All of it. Like, whatever pops into my head. But this video is getting way too long. I need to stop. I don't know what else I could talk about. That's about it. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.